This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Domaine de L'orée. But before that, this video is brought to you by Dwayne Unruh and Bad Habit 99. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Domaine de L'orée map can be found at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let me read you a little bit of the description. Welcome to Domaine de L'orée. Here is a small map, simply created and imagined. You'll find on the farm some tools, chickens, cows, beehives, and a good dog named Harley. This map includes one potential secondary farm at Farmland ID 31. In addition, we have 60 fields, 58 of those with missions, 15 forestry areas, 2 plots with olives, 4 plots with grapes, 3 points to place buildings, 7 points of sale, and 7 productions, as well as a biogas plant. This map also includes a new crop type in yellow soybeans. Now, before we load into the map, I do want to say that this map does have 4 required mods. Those required mods are the French Farm Buildings Pack, the Grape Production Pack, Metal Shed, and the Old Sheepfold. In addition to those mods, we are going to be using the ones that we typically use when we take a look at maps. They are additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. Now, if you happen to load this map up in Farm Manager mode or start from scratch, you will find that the main farm is void of all buildings with the exception of the farmhouse. The farmhouse is pre-placed in all play modes. And then as far as vehicles and implements go, in those alternate play modes, the only thing you start out with is your Mahindra, which is parked right here at our career start point, which is in the parking lot of an old castle area. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. Now, this is a smaller than standard size map. In fact, if we zoom all the way out, we're going to see this decorative background image. That is going to be the size of a standard map. And then we have this map here within it. I'm going to say that this is probably about a fourth of a standard size map. As I mentioned, we do have all our standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22, in addition to yellow soybeans. If we go ahead and take a look at our farmland screen, you'll see we start by owning Farmland ID 47. That is the main starting farm, and then also Farmland ID 2, and that is going to hold fields 1 and 2. In addition to that, we have a biogas plant at Farmland ID 46. We have the 3 buildable plots. Some of them are Farmland ID 90, 91, and I believe 96. Then we also have the alternate building area at Farmland ID 31, which is located down here. That can be bought for $62,928. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farmland lease screen. This is going to show us the price of all of the farmlands, how large those farmlands are, and if those farmlands include any field, what field or fields are included. We're seeing lots of farmlands that are less than 1 hectare in size. So again, these fields are going to be very small. They're going to be ideal for small machinery. Take a look at our field calculator screen. This is going to show us the specific sizes of each particular field. At this point, again, most of these fields are less than 1 hectare in size. Let's go ahead and see how our precision farming soil map is being applied to these fields. This map is making use of the French soil map that is a part of the precision farming mod. Let's go ahead and take a look at our crop counter. We do have the standard base game crop counter available to us here on the map. In addition, we have the same growth schedule for soybeans as well as yellow soybeans. Taking a look at our prices screen, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game crops that are available to us in FS22. In addition, we do have the ability to sell our eggs, wool, and milk, as well as our silage, hay, straw, and grass. As we continue to move down through our base game production items, you will see once at the end, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game production items. One thing that we do not have the ability to do, though, is we do not have the ability to get rid of our stones. So if you are playing with stones enabled, you will need to put down your own stone processing area. And then we have multiple sell points for our yellow soybeans, our tapenade, our soybean patties, soy smoothie, and tofu. As far as our platinum expansion goes, we do not have the ability to sell any of the platinum expansion production items. So if you are looking to do that, you will need to put down your own sell point. But rest assured, if you are playing with pumps and hoses, you will be able to get rid of your separated manure. Now, this map does have, as I mentioned, 2 other required mods that do produce things in the Great Production Pack and the Farm French Buildings Pack. Now, those Farm French Building Pack and the Great Production Pack do have their own production items. There is not a sell point pre-placed for those additional production items. If you are looking to make use of those, you will need to put down your own sell point. Taking a look at our starting fleet, we do start out with a fairly decent listing of starting vehicles and implements given the sizes of these particular fields. And there's quite the array of items that are either in need of maintenance or very, very fine. None of them have any operating hours and none of them are leased. We do not have any animals at the start, even though we do have sheep and cow pasture at the main starting farm. This map does have contracts. We do not own any productions at the start, and we also do not have any collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the Steyr 8150 small tractor, the Kloss Axion 800 medium tractor, the New Holland CH 7.70 harvester, and that is paired up with the Superflex 25-foot grain header, as well as the Nardi N40BX header trailer. As I mentioned, we already have the Mahindra Retriever. We have the Karat 140 TD trailer, as well as the Welger DK115. We have the Agromaz POV5 XL plow. We have the Amazon Cinto 4000 Super Cultivator, the Amazon KG 3001 Super Power Harrow, and then the Amazon Cintia 3000 Super Seeder. Now, the Seeder and Power Harrow are a combination unit and are typically used with each other. We have a Dalbo Power Roll 1230 HD roller, the Breedall K105 fertilizer and lime spreader, as well as the Amazon ZATS 3200 fertilized spreader. We have a Pneumatic Star 900 weeder, the Novacat 301 AMED Pro front mower. We have the Alpine Hit 4.4H tedder, the Favorite 254 side windrower. We have a Boss Alpine 251 forage wagon. We have a Hauer XB 150 front loader arms. For our front loader arms, we have a pallet fork and universal bucket. We have a 900 kilogram front weight. And we go ahead and take a look at our mods and DLCs. There are no custom vehicles or implements that are part of the map, but we do have some things here under the Great Production Pack in recycled polymers and polyester. The MKS 8, which is set up to hold some additional liquids, and the MKS 32, again, set up to hold some additional liquids. Now, here at our main starting farm, we are able to sell all of the buildings. The only thing that we cannot get rid of is this stone fencing around the farm area. So to the left, we have our starting farmhouse. And again, the farmhouse is going to be here in all play modes. We have our sleep trigger around the front. Then around the back, we have our wardrobe trigger. So we have our doghouse, and you're probably already hearing the beehives. That's because we have 3 beehives located right here. We have our honey spawn point. We do have a fuel point here. It's empty at the time. Storage shed for some of our vehicles. And the rest of our stuff is over here. We have our main farm silo, dump and fill point. And Here we have our sheep area, 80 sheep in this particular facility. We have our food trough over at the other side of the building. Then our wool spawn point here around the side. You have to come in to get those. We do have a pull-through silage bunker here as well. Then we have our food trough. Then we have our chicken facility right next to our sheep. We have our eggs. We're going to hold 30 chickens. And then we have our food trough. And that is pretty much the main starting farm. As I mentioned, we can sell everything here at the main starting farm, including this small fencing around the farmhouse. But what we cannot get rid of is this larger kind of stone or lock fence that surrounds the entire farm. Let's get a little bit of altitude so we kind of do a little bit of a look around. Then we have our main starting farm here. Field 39, or should I say Meadow 39, kind of wraps around this hilly area where we have a forest. Then we have our biogas plant. We have a couple empty building lots as well as a couple other production points. One area where we have our olives is directly across the street. A little bit of a town off in the distance there. We have a couple sell points. We have a couple production points here in town. We have some of the grapevines there. We have our flour mill. Or should I say our grain mill. Here we have the suggested alternate farmyard area. We have the train transfer area. And we'll loop on over here because we have then the animal dealer. Then we have our vehicle dealer across the street from that. Then this is, of course, where we all started things. Right there. So a fairly small map, right? I think it's going to be ideal for someone who's looking to play with small machinery. So we have our dealer trigger, nicely marked out. Let's go ahead and pick up a second Mahindra just so we can see where vehicles and implements are going to spawn. We're going to spawn right here, and then we have a fuel point right by the gas, or right by the shop, which is always good to see. We also have a electric recharging station here at the fuel point. So let's all head on out. Across the street from our shop is our animal dealer. So here we have our dealer trigger for our animals. Then we have a bale sell point. And then somewhat behind the shop, we have a sell point located right here. We do have bulk lime also, kind of directly behind the shop. Now, with respect to productions, we have the BGA, we have a bakery, cheese factory, a soybean factory, a spinnery, sawmill, grain mill, and olive press. Let's head on up to the biogas plant. We're going to be kind of driving by our main farm entrance. Which is directly over here to our left. Tell you what, it'd be really interesting to see this map kind of expanded out to full size. So here we have our BGA, and when you buy the BGA land, you do not necessarily buy the biogas plant itself. You will have to buy both the BGA and the land. Now, when you do that, you will be able to sell the BGA building itself, but some of these decorative elements, like these concrete barriers, these barrels, the tower lights, and other things are not going to go away. So that may or may not affect your decision if you want to try to sell the biogas plant and put something else down here, or maybe build out your own custom BGA. Just wanted you to be aware of kind of what is going to be able to go away and what is going to remain. As far as our point scoring is going, we're going to be giving the map a full point with respect to production being built in or areas set aside for such. Let's go ahead and check out this facility. This is going to be our cheese factory. Cheese factory is going to accept milk. It's going to output butter or cheese. So we have an interactive icon there. We have our dump point around the side here. And then as far as pallet spawn points are going to go, well, one would think that they would be right here at these roll down doors. I'm not seeing anything being clearly marked for that. I'm going to go under the impression that they are at those roll down doors for now. We have our main starting farm over here to our right at this point. Here we have our spinnery. So we have an interactive icon. We have our dump point. And we have our pallet spawn point around the back. And then here we have our olive press. At the olive press, we're obviously going to bring olives, and we're going to either be able to make olive oil or tapenade. We have our dump point, we have our pallet spawn point, and our interactive icon. Let's go ahead and take the long way around the forest here. That's going to take us over to our sawmill. Rather our narrow roads. We got a nice little lake over there. Got a little boating area. You get more kind of sneak peeks of the lake. So down here we have our dump point, our wood cell trigger. We have our interactive icon. We have our wood chip spawn point. We have our pallet spawn point for our planks. Just checking out the water there. Check out the water on this side. Like I said, we've got kind of a little boat dock over here. A cool little area tucked in behind the trees. Let's make our way back up, kind of along what I'm going to call production row. We have 2 productions pre-placed here, and then we have 2 open areas for you to buy and place your own productions. Don't mind me, I'm just taking a little detour. And here we have another custom production in the soybean factory. So soybean factory is going to accept yellow soybeans, barley, flour, and sunflower oil. And that's going to make soybean patties. For our soy smoothie, we're going to take yellow soybeans and water. And then for our tofu, it's going to be, once again, yellow soybeans and water to make 6 tofu. So we have our interactive icon. We have our pallet spawn point and our dump point around the back. And then between the soybean factory and the spinnery, we have 2 open building lots where you place your own productions. We'll make our way down to the southern part of the map at this point. And then in here we have our grain mill. So we have our pallet spawn point, we have our dump point. And we have our interactive icon. Let's just double back real quick. As I was mentioning earlier, I really do like the layout of this map. I kind of wish it was just 4 times bigger. This same scale, but again, 4 times as much map. That would be really nice. Kind of see this get re-released with a larger land area, more fields, more details and such. Over here we have a grocery sell point. Now we're coming around to that town that I mentioned. We have another sell point up here. Definitely designed for small vehicles, small trailers, smaller turning radiuses. Easier to navigate. Make our way up to our next sell point up here on the hillside. It's kind of a nice little hillside restaurant. Let's make our way back down. Leave this way. It's inside here. Now, as far as other scoring items, we're giving the map a full point with respect to be able to sell all our base theme props, animal outputs, and production points. This is going to be our bakery, I believe. Yep. We have our bread and cake bakery. We're also going to give the map a full point with respect to the farms being customizable. And then also a full point with respect to the map using the new texturing techniques. So make our way over to the eastern side of the map. Kind of doubling back at this point. We have our vehicle shop directly below our fuel point. So we need to get across the river. Very, very windy road. Oh, just in time. Really nice signage here. And this is kind of a contractor yard area, logistics yard. We have a dump point and a buy point. This is going to be for lime. Oh, we have wheat, barley, oat, canola, sorghum, olives, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, seed, mixed rations, silage, grass, hay, straw, salt, yellow soybeans, lime, pig food, mineral feed, solid fertilizer, manure, and back to wheat. So pretty much any farm product that you would need, you're going to be able to buy in bulk here. We have that third building area right there. Then here we have our train transfer area. So we are fill point for our trailer. We have our dump point for our trailer. We're going to have our rent train icon right there. And of course, on the tracks, we have our dump and fill point for the train. And then with respect to our final scoring metric of player and interactive areas being clearly marked, Well, we had at least one production point. The spinnery, where we really weren't sure where our pallets are going to spawn in at. So we will have to take off a quarter of a point there. So that's going to give this map a score of 4.75 out of 5. Just one little thing affecting this map is going to keep it away from a 5 out of 5 score. But man, I really like the layout of this map. I like the looks of this map. If you're into small farming, or if you want to maybe give small farming a try, maybe give this map a little bit of consideration. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of Domaine? I can't remember how to pronounce this. I tried. Here we have that secondary farmyard option. Kind of a house here. And then a little bit of a farmyard with a shed around the back. Overlooking some small grape area. Right. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. And until next time, happy farming.